Every morning, the world gives you a choice. Rise and take control, or stay asleep and let life slip by. The alarm doesn't just wake you, it wakes your life. What separates the successful from the rest isn't luck, talent, or timing. It's discipline, focus, and the habits you build before sunrise. In the next hour, I'm going to show you how to master your mornings, silence excuses, and create unstoppable momentum so that every day compounds into a life you deserve. Your future starts in the next 60 minutes. Pay attention. Chapter 1. Wake up or fade away. The alarm doesn't just wake you. It wakes your life. That's the first truth you need to understand. Every time that alarm goes off, you have a choice. You can roll over. You can hit snooze. You can stay in your comfort zone and let the world pass by. Or you can rise. You can stand up. You can take control. That's the difference between fading away and building a life that commands respect. Let's face it, late risers live on autopilot. They drift. They react. They wait for motivation. And most of the time, it never comes. Meanwhile, the early risers are moving, acting, conquering, and growing while the rest of the world is still asleep. That's the brutal truth. You can't escape it. You can't negotiate it. You can either be one of the few who rise early or one of the many who fall behind. Here's the thing. Waking up early isn't about being morning people. It's about owning your time. It's about claiming the hours when everyone else is still dreaming. It's about creating an advantage that is invisible to the rest of the world, but it compounds every day. That's the key. Compounding. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Every morning you rise, you get an edge over everyone else. Every morning you roll over, you give that edge away. And the world doesn't wait for anyone. Look at the examples. Look at the billionaires. Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, Tim Cook. They don't just wake up early. They own their mornings. They use that time to think, to plan, to prepare, to sharpen themselves while the rest of the world is still dragging through a fog of distractions. They understand what you must understand. The alarm doesn't just wake you. It wakes your life. And every second you waste snoozing, the world moves ahead without you. And it's not just the billionaires. Think about elite athletes. Kobe Bryant, Serena Williams, Michael Phelps. They weren't just talented. They were disciplined. They were relentless. They were in the gym or on the court while the majority of people were still dreaming in their beds. They understood the silent power of mornings. That's the advantage. That's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. You have a choice. Every morning you have the power to rise above mediocrity. Every morning you can fight the comfort that wants to keep you asleep. Every morning you can take the first step toward a life of mastery, discipline, and purpose. You don't need anyone's permission to do this. You don't need validation. You don't need luck. You need action. That's it. Action. And it starts with the alarm. The alarm doesn't just wake you. It wakes your life. Here's what most people don't realize. Mornings set the tone for the entire day. Your energy, your focus, your mindset, all of it starts the moment you wake up. Hit snooze once and you set a tone of indecision. Hit snooze twice and you've trained your brain to delay every decision, every action, every opportunity. Hit snooze 3 times and congratulations, you've spent the first hour of your day surrendering to mediocrity. That's not a mistake, it's a habit. And habits compound faster than talent ever will. That's why early risers dominate. That's why late risers fade away. So how do you start? How do you wake up when every cell in your body is screaming for comfort? You make it non-negotiable. You set your alarm like a command, not a suggestion. You place it across the room. You commit before your head even hits the pillow. You tell yourself, I will rise no matter what. I will rise before the world. I will rise before excuses. And then you do it. You don't negotiate. You don't rationalize. You rise. You move. You act. And when you rise, do not waste a second. That first hour is sacred. That first hour is your edge. Use it wisely. Move your body. Sharpen your mind. Reflect. Journal. Plan. Prepare. Read. Think. Do not check social media. Do not answer messages. Do not allow anyone to steal your momentum. You have a choice. That's the key. That first hour will either be spent building your empire or watching your life slip through your fingers. Let me repeat it because this is important. The alarm doesn't just wake you. It wakes your life. You can snooze and fade, or you can rise and dominate. You can delay and lose, or you can act and win. You have a choice. Every single day, every single morning. No exceptions. That's the principle of early rising. That's the principle of discipline. That's the principle of self-mastery. And yes, it's hard. The first week is brutal. Your body will resist. Your mind will beg for comfort. That's normal. That's natural. That's the test. You pass the test by acting anyway. You pass the test by showing up when no one is watching. You pass the test by committing to the long game of growth, not the short-term comfort of staying in bed. Every time you do this, you reinforce the habit. Every time you skip, you reinforce the weakness. That's how life compounds your choices. That's how results are built. The key to rising early is not motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Motivation fades. You must rely on discipline. Discipline is the muscle you build by showing up, day after day, hour after hour. Discipline is what makes you unstoppable. Discipline is what separates those who fade away from those who rise. Discipline starts with the alarm. Discipline starts with the choice. Discipline starts with action. So today, make the choice. Decide, will you fade away or will you rise? Will you drift through life, reacting, waiting, hoping? Or will you take control of your mornings, your mind, and your life? You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You don't need motivation. You need action. And the time to start is now. The alarm doesn't just wake you. It wakes your life. You mastered your choice. You mastered your resistance. You mastered your first hour. Now, let's talk about the next piece of your transformation. How to take that early momentum and turn it into unstoppable daily dominance. Chapter 2. Own your first hour. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Say it again. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Everything that follows, your energy, your focus, your decisions, your results, depends on what you do in that first 60 minutes. If you spend it scattered, distracted, or reactive, the rest of your day crumbles. But if you spend it intentionally, deliberately, and with purpose, you create an unstoppable foundation. That's the key. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Here's the brutal truth most people don't understand. Most of the world wastes their mornings. They wake up, scroll their phones, check notifications, sip coffee, and react to emails. They let other people's priorities hijack their day before it even begins. That's not just unproductive. It's self-sabotage. It's giving the first hour of your life to everyone else while your dreams wait patiently for you to show up. You have a choice. You can waste your first hour or you can own it. That's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. That's the difference between fading away and building a life of mastery. So what does it mean to own your first hour? It's simple in principle but tough in practice. It's about three things: mental clarity, physical energy, and strategic intention. First, mental clarity. You cannot make sharp, decisive, life-altering moves if your mind is foggy, reactive, and distracted. That's why the early risers start with meditation or reflection. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sit quietly. Breathe. Observe your thoughts without judgment. That silence is not wasted. That silence trains your mind to focus, to calm, to dominate your internal chaos before the external chaos even arrives. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Every thought you master in that time compounds into every decision you make later. Second, physical energy. Your body is your engine. If your engine is sluggish, your day sputters. That's why exercise is non-negotiable. It doesn't have to be hours at the gym. 10 minutes of stretching. 15 minutes of bodyweight exercises. A brisk walk. Move your body. Wake your body. Activate your nervous system. Exercise is not punishment. It is preparation. It is priming your system for focus, endurance, and productivity. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Your energy is a non-renewable resource. Spend it wisely. Third, strategic intention. This is where journaling, planning, and prioritization come in. Before the world demands your attention, decide what your day will demand of you. Write it down. Journal your wins, your goals, your gratitude. Make a to-do list that is short, sharp, and intentional. Focus on the 3 most important things that will move you forward. Not 10. Not 20. 3. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. The clearer your plan, the sharper your execution, the greater your results. Let's put this together. The early riser's first hour is simple, repeatable, and powerful. Minute 1, you wake. Minute 2, you move. Minute 3, you prepare mentally. 10 minutes in, meditation or breath work. 20 minutes in, light exercise or stretching. 30 minutes in, journal, plan, or review your goals. 45 minutes in, hydrate, fuel your body if needed. Every single action compounds. Every single decision reinforces discipline. Every single minute is an investment in the rest of your day. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Now here's why it matters so much. The early risers I've studied, the people who dominate their fields, all have this same habit. Tim Cook, Apple CEO, wakes at 4:30 a.m. to exercise and plan. Oprah Winfrey starts with meditation and reflection. Kobe Bryant's mornings were regimented, intentional, and sacred. These people didn't stumble into success. They built it hour by hour, day by day, intentionally and without compromise. That's what owning your first hour does. It compounds into results over weeks, months, and years. Small, silent victories in the morning become unstoppable momentum. And make no mistake, this isn't just about productivity. It's about mindset. When you own your first hour, you send a message to yourself: I control my life. I'm not reactive. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I choose my destiny. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You don't need motivation. You need action. You have a choice. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. Every morning you practice this, you reinforce your power. Every morning you skip it, you reinforce weakness. Let's talk about obstacles, because you will face them. Your body will resist. Your mind will rationalize. You'll tell yourself, I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. Just 5 more minutes. That's the trap. That's the enemy. That's what separates the weak from the disciplined. You fight it by committing before you sleep. Set your alarm, place it across the room, and tell yourself, I will rise. I will act. I will dominate my first hour. Repeat after me. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. You don't negotiate. You don't rationalize. You rise. You act. You dominate. Here's a real-world tactic that works every time: the 60-minute fortress rule. For the first 60 minutes after waking, do nothing reactive. No social media. No emails. No urgent demands. Nothing external can steal your focus. Protect your first hour like a fortress. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. You have a choice. You can let others invade your morning, or you can guard it fiercely. That's the key. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. And remember, it's the compound effect that matters. One day of owning your first hour changes nothing. 1 week builds habit. 1 month builds momentum. 1 year creates transformation. The small, silent wins in that early hour accumulate into unstoppable results. That's the power of intentional mornings. That's the power of discipline. That's the power of self-mastery. You have a choice. Every day. Every morning. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. So here's your challenge. Tomorrow, when the alarm goes off, do not hit snooze. Own your first hour. Meditate. Journal. Plan. Hydrate. Protect it. Guard it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Your life, your results, your mindset, everything depends on this. Repetition. Your first hour builds the fortress for the rest of your day. You've mastered waking early. Now master the way you spend the time that follows. Chapter 3. Discipline is a muscle. Discipline isn't innate. It's not something you are born with. It's not a gift. It's a skill, just like strength, endurance, or focus. And like any skill, it can be trained, strengthened, and refined. Every time you practice it, you grow. Every time you avoid it, you shrink. That's the rule. That's the law. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. Repeat it. Say it again. Internalize it. This is your life we are talking about. Your choices today shape who you become tomorrow. The truth is simple. People who achieve extraordinary results are not more talented. They are not luckier. They are disciplined. Every day. In small, silent, consistent ways. They do what others avoid. They resist temptation. They take the action that is hard. They follow through even when it's uncomfortable. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's the principle of discipline. That's how you build a life that is unstoppable. Look at athletes. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Serena Williams. Their bodies were not built overnight. Their skills were not perfected in a single season. They trained day after day when no one was watching. They resisted the urge to quit. They resisted the easy route. They resisted comfort. Every practice, every repetition, every early morning and late night strengthened them. Every time they resisted, they grew. Every time they gave in, they shrank. Discipline was their secret weapon, and it can be yours too. And it's not just athletes. Entrepreneurs, writers, artists, every high achiever understands the same principle. J.K. Rowling wrote for hours every day, often in cafes with her life falling apart around her. Warren Buffett studied relentlessly every morning for decades. Elon Musk works with relentless focus, refusing distractions, channeling every ounce of energy toward a mission. They are not superheroes. They are disciplined humans. They train themselves like a muscle. Every time they resisted, they grew. Every time they gave in, they shrank. Here's the key. Discipline is a daily choice. It's small actions compounded over time. Skip one day and you feel nothing. Skip a week and the habit weakens. Skip a month and momentum disappears. But show up every day even when you don't feel like it, even when motivation fades, even when life is hard, and you build strength. You build resilience. You build mastery. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's the law of discipline. That's the rule you cannot escape. Let's break it down practically. How do you train discipline like a muscle? First, start small. You don't leap from zero to hero overnight. You pick one habit, one behavior, one area of your life to strengthen. Make your bed. Wake up at 5 a.m. Exercise. Meditate. Journal. Do the work when no one else is watching. Every repetition strengthens the muscle of discipline. Every skipped repetition weakens it. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's the key. Second, embrace discomfort. Discipline lives in the uncomfortable zone. It's easy to be reactive, lazy, and indulgent. That's the default. That's what everyone else does. But you are not everyone else. You are building something extraordinary. You will feel resistance. You will feel pain. You will feel fatigue. That's the signal that you are training the muscle. Push through. Show up anyway. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. Repeat it. Third, remove excuses. Excuses are the enemy of discipline. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll start tomorrow. These are lies your mind tells you to stay comfortable. Ignore them. Act despite them. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. That's how you grow. That's how you master yourself. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. Now let's talk about compounding power. Discipline isn't about one heroic effort. It's not about a single win. It's about showing up day after day. It's about stacking small victories until they become unstoppable momentum. One disciplined action compounds into 10, 10 into 100, 100 into a life. Every repetition builds strength. Every resistance builds power. Every choice to act builds your future. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's the principle that separates winners from the rest of the world. Let's consider writers as an example. Stephen King writes every single day no matter what. He shows up. He resists distraction. He does the work even when he doesn't feel inspired. The muscle of discipline is stronger than the muscle of talent. Repetition compounds. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's why he's a legend. That's why his results are unstoppable. You can do the same. You have a choice. Here's a practical exercise. Identify one area of your life where discipline is weak. Pick one behavior. Commit to doing it daily for 30 days. No excuses. Track it. Visualize the growth. Feel the power of each small victory. That's how discipline is built. That's how resilience is forged. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's not optional. That's how success works. That's how life rewards action. And remember this, discipline is not punishment. It's freedom. Every time you resist short-term comfort for long-term growth, you expand your power. You reclaim control. You set the tone for your entire life. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's the choice in front of you every single day. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need luck. You don't need talent. You need discipline. And discipline is trained like a muscle every single day. So today, make the choice. Resist the urge to quit. Resist the urge to delay. Resist the urge to be comfortable. Every action you take now strengthens your discipline. Every time you resist, you grow. Every time you give in, you shrink. That's the law. That's the principle. That's how champions are made. Every repetition matters. Every choice matters. Every day matters. You've built the habit of rising early. You've learned to own your first hour. Now it's time to strengthen the muscle that makes all habits stick. Chapter 4. Silence the inner excuses. Excuses are invisible chains. Every morning they lie in wait, ready to steal your time, your focus, and your momentum. They whisper in your ear, "You're too tired. You'll start tomorrow. Just 5 more minutes." They are subtle. They are seductive. And if you listen to them, they will destroy your day before it even begins. That's the truth. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Say it. Repeat it. Internalize it. The moment you silence them, you reclaim control. The moment you silence them, you reclaim your life. Here's the first brutal reality. Your mind is lazy. Your mind loves comfort. Your mind will do everything in its power to keep you in bed, scrolling on your phone, or wasting time. And it's not your fault, it's biology. But it is your responsibility. You have a choice. You can give in to the mental traps, or you can act. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Every morning you have the opportunity to show your mind who is in charge. That's the key. You decide. Not your feelings. Not your comfort. You decide. Let's identify the most common morning excuses. I need more sleep. I'll exercise later. I'll start my work after breakfast. I'll check social media first. Every single one of these excuses is a trap. They promise comfort, but they steal your power. They make you reactive instead of proactive. They delay your growth. They delay your progress. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Repeat it. Say it until it burns into your mind. Your freedom, your discipline, and your future depend on it. Here's the reality. The difference between winners and everyone else is simple. Winners do not negotiate with excuses. They see the trap and they act anyway. They do what is hard when everyone else is comfortable. They resist, they persist, they dominate. That's the principle you must adopt. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. It is not about feeling ready. It is about acting anyway. It is not about motivation. It is about discipline. Let's talk tactics. How do you break the chains? Step 1. Awareness. You cannot defeat an enemy you do not see. Identify the excuses the moment they appear. Hear the voice in your head, "I'm too tired." Answer it with action. Get out of bed. "I'll start tomorrow." Answer it with discipline. Start now. "I'll just check my phone." Answer it with focus. Protect your first hour. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Awareness is your first weapon. Step 2. Environment. Your environment either empowers you or enslaves you. Remove distractions before you wake. Put your phone across the room. Lay out your workout clothes. Prepare your journal and water. Make excuses inconvenient. Make action inevitable. If the alarm rings, you have no choice but to rise. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Control your surroundings and you control your mind. Step 3. Pre-commitment. Decide before bed what your first hour will look like. Visualize it. Declare it. Commit to it. When you wake, your actions are pre-programmed. You bypass negotiation with your lazy brain. You bypass hesitation. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Preparation removes the power of temptation and makes action automatic. Step 4. Micro-actions. Start small. Take one immediate step. Open your journal. Stretch your body. Take one deep breath. One simple action creates momentum. Momentum kills excuses. Momentum builds discipline. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Repeat it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Every small action reinforces your ability to dominate your morning. Step 5. Accountability. Use external pressure to reinforce internal discipline. Tell someone your goal. Share your plan. Have a friend, a partner, or even a digital tracker hold you responsible. When you know someone is watching, or that you cannot lie to yourself, you strengthen your ability to resist. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Accountability magnifies your power. Now let's address the mental traps because they are dangerous. One of the biggest is the illusion of later. "I'll do it later" is a lie your mind tells to delay growth. Later becomes never. Every time you postpone, you reinforce weakness. Every time you act now, you reinforce strength. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Act immediately. Act decisively. Act without negotiation. Another trap is overthinking. Your mind will rationalize why today isn't perfect, why conditions aren't ideal, why you're not ready. That's nonsense. Perfection is a myth. Action is real. Strength is built in motion, not in deliberation. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Do not debate. Do not delay. Do not negotiate. Start. Dominate. Let's put this together. Imagine tomorrow morning. The alarm rings. Your first thought is an excuse. Stop. Recognize it. Step 1. Awareness. Step 2. Environment. Step 3. Pre-commitment. Step 4. Micro-action. Step 5. Accountability. Your first hour is protected. Your momentum is intact. Your life is compounding. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Repeat it. Believe it. Live it. And remember, breaking excuses is not a one-time event. It is a habit. Every day you will face the same mental traps. Every day you will hear the same whispers of comfort. Every day you will have to choose action over inaction. Every day you will reinforce the muscle of discipline. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Every day choose growth. Every day choose strength. Every day choose yourself. The key is simple. Act despite the excuses. You do not negotiate. You do not rationalize. You do not delay. Excuses are invisible chains. You can break them before sunrise. Protect your morning. Protect your momentum. Protect your life. That is the difference between fading and rising, between reactive living and intentional mastery. You've learned to wake early. You've learned to own your first hour. Now it's time to strengthen the foundation that will carry you through life. Discipline itself. Chapter 5. Small wins, massive life. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Repeat it. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. This is a truth too few people understand, yet it is the foundation of all extraordinary success. Most people wait for breakthroughs. They wait for the big win. They chase inspiration. They chase luck. They look for fireworks. And while they wait, the world passes them by. Meanwhile, the silent builders, the consistent doers, the ones who show up every day, they quietly compound their wins. Over weeks, over months, over years. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Let's break it down. What is a small win? It is any action that moves you forward, no matter how tiny, no matter how invisible to others. 1 page written, 1 email sent, 1 call made, 1 mile run, 1 hour studied. Each small win seems insignificant in the moment, but it accumulates. It compounds. It stacks into momentum. That's the principle of silent progress. Every time you act consistently, you are building strength, skill, and leverage. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Say it. Say it again. Let it sink in. Here's the truth. Silent progress is invisible, and that's what makes it powerful. Nobody applauds the person who wakes up at 5 a.m. to read. Nobody notices the entrepreneur who sends a dozen outreach emails every morning. Nobody celebrates the artist who practices 1 hour a day, rain or shine. Yet these actions, repeated without fanfare, are what transform ordinary people into legends. Over time, the compounding effect is unstoppable. Small actions turn into habits. Habits turn into routines. Routines turn into mastery. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Let's look at examples. Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, did not become a billionaire overnight. He read hundreds of pages every single day. That was his small win. That was his consistency. Over decades, the knowledge compounded. The results were enormous. Jeff Bezos did not launch Amazon on a whim. He took one step at a time, making small improvements, learning every day, iterating relentlessly. Every small win built toward the massive empire that dominates today. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. And it's not just about money. Look at athletes. Michael Phelps didn't become an Olympic legend in a single day. Every day he swam laps. Thousands of them. Every stroke was a small win. Every lap was discipline. Every early morning was progress. That's silent progress. That's how greatness is built. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Now, here's a principle most people overlook. Small wins also build confidence. Every completed task, every disciplined action reinforces your identity. You become someone who delivers. You become someone who acts. You become someone unstoppable. And that identity compounds faster than any skill or talent. When you see yourself as consistent, capable, and disciplined, the world has no choice but to respond. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Let's make it practical. How do you harness the power of small wins? First, break big goals into tiny, actionable steps. Want to write a book? 1 page per day. Want to get fit? 10 push-ups per day. Want to grow your business? 1 email, 1 call, 1 connection per day. Small, measurable actions. Easy to do. Hard to avoid. Every small win adds up. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Second, track your progress. Write down every win, no matter how tiny. Check it off. Celebrate it internally. This creates momentum. This builds confidence. This reinforces the habit of consistency. Progress becomes visible even when results are not. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Third, embrace the invisible. Understand that most results are delayed. Most victories are silent. You may not see immediate returns. You may not get recognition. That's okay. This is the hidden work, the invisible grind, the foundation upon which extraordinary results are built. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Let's talk mindset. Most people quit because they don't see results fast enough. They give up after a week, a month, or even a year. Don't be most people. Understand that small wins are seeds. They grow slowly, quietly, until one day the harvest is undeniable. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Repeat it. Repeat it. Every day you act consistently, you are planting seeds for a massive life. Here's a real-world tactic. Implement a daily 1% improvement rule. Every day, improve one skill, one habit, or one area of your life by just 1%. It doesn't seem like much, but 1% compounding daily is exponential. After 1 year, you are 37 times better. After 3 years, you are unrecognizable. This is silent progress. This is small wins turned into massive life. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. Another tactic: automate wins. Create routines, checklists, and systems that make consistency inevitable. Make it so small wins are non-negotiable. Morning routines, exercise rituals, reading habits. These are automated victories. They are the invisible work that fuels visible results. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. And remember, consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds results. Every day you act, every small win you secure, you reinforce a pattern that is unstoppable. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary. This is how habits transform into empires. This is how quiet work compounds into massive life. So here's your challenge. Start today. Identify 3 small wins you can achieve every single day. Journal them. Track them. Repeat them. Build them into habit. Protect them. Guard them. Repeat the process daily. No excuses. No delays. Every small win is a step toward the fortress of success you are building. The world rewards consistency, not flashes of brilliance. You've mastered waking early. You've owned your first hour. You've strengthened your discipline. You've silenced the excuses. Now it's time to leverage silent progress to create unstoppable momentum. Chapter 6. The Mental Reboot. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Repeat it. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. This is the single most important truth about success, focus, and self-mastery. The moment you wake, your mind is the battlefield. It will try to drag you into old habits, distractions, and reactive thinking. If you do not take control, you will react. You will respond to every text, every email, every demand that isn't aligned with your goals. And by the time the sun rises fully, your life has already been hijacked. That's the harsh truth. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. The first step is awareness. Your mind is like a muscle. Untrained, it defaults to laziness, distraction, and fear. It fixates on problems instead of solutions. It worries instead of acts. This is why so many people drift through their mornings, reacting instead of acting. They are prisoners of their own mental chaos. But you have a choice. You can control it. You can master it. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Repeat it until it is embedded in your thinking. Let's talk about practices. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you can use in the morning. Spend 5 minutes seeing your day unfold exactly how you want it. See yourself completing tasks. See yourself speaking with confidence. See yourself taking decisive action. Visualization programs your mind to anticipate success, not fear. When your mind expects victory, it moves toward it automatically. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Every morning you visualize, you create a blueprint your subconscious follows. Next, affirmations. Positive statements repeated daily are not fluff. They are reinforcement. They build mental strength and resilience. Stand in front of a mirror and say what you must become. I am disciplined. I am focused. I control my life. I choose my actions. Say it with conviction. Say it with power. Say it until your mind believes it. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Affirmations are tiny mental workouts that compound into confidence and clarity. Morning reflection is equally critical. Take 5 minutes to journal. Write down your goals. Write down your wins. Write down what you are grateful for. Reflection organizes the mind, aligns priorities, and clears mental clutter. When your mind is clear, decisions are easy. When your mind is focused, energy flows. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Reflection is not optional. It is preparation. It is priming. It is armor for the challenges ahead. Now here's why this matters. Most people start the day reactively. Their mind is a battlefield of distraction. Their emotions dictate action. Their priorities are hijacked. By taking the first 15 to 20 minutes for mental clarity, you reclaim control. You set the tone. You create a high-performing mind that drives deliberate action rather than reacting to chaos. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Consider elite performers. Tony Robbins starts his morning with a 10-minute priming routine, breath work, movement, and mental rehearsal. Successful athletes visualize plays before practice. CEOs reflect before opening emails. This is not optional. This is how you maintain control over a demanding, chaotic world. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Discipline your morning thoughts and the rest of the day falls into place. Let's address common objections. I don't have time for this. You do. 5 minutes is enough to change your trajectory. I'm not good at visualization. Practice. Your brain learns through repetition. Affirmations feel silly. Action always feels uncomfortable before mastery. Your mind will resist. That's normal. That's the test. You don't negotiate. You don't delay. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Here's a practical routine to implement immediately. Wake and breathe, 1 to 2 minutes. Sit quietly. Take deep breaths. Center yourself. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Awareness primes clarity. Visualize success. 3 to 5 minutes. See your day unfold. See yourself conquering tasks. See yourself acting with confidence. Momentum builds in your mind before it manifests in reality. Affirm your identity. 2 to 3 minutes. Speak your truths out loud. I am disciplined. I am focused. I am unstoppable. Conviction rewires your thinking. Reflect and journal. 5 minutes. Record goals, gratitude, and one priority for the day. Clarify action steps. Organize your mind like an army ready for battle. Every single morning you commit to this, you are training your mind to dominate your life rather than be dominated. Every day you skip it, you reinforce chaos and distraction. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Repeat it. Internalize it. It is the difference between reactive living and deliberate mastery. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine 2 people. One takes 20 minutes each morning for mental priming. The other jumps straight into emails, notifications, and reactive thinking. By 10 a.m., the first person has already executed key priorities, built momentum, and maintained clarity. The second person is exhausted, reactive, and playing catch-up. The difference? Mental preparation. The first person trained their mind. The second surrendered theirs. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. And here's the critical insight. Clarity compounds. 5 minutes today, 5 minutes tomorrow, 5 minutes the next day. Soon you have an unshakable mental foundation. Challenges, stress, and distractions do not derail you. Your focus becomes automatic. Your decision-making becomes sharper. Your life becomes predictable in its productivity, not chaotic in its reaction. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Every repetition strengthens the neural pathways of focus, discipline, and mastery. So today make the choice. Silence the mental chaos. Visualize. Affirm. Reflect. Protect your first 20 minutes. Build the mental fortress that guides every decision, every action, every thought. You have a choice. Your mind runs the day. Train it before the day runs you. Say it. Believe it. Act on it. You've mastered waking early. You've owned your first hour. You've strengthened your discipline. You've silenced excuses. You've learned the power of small, consistent wins. Now it's time to apply the ultimate weapon, a trained mind that dominates every moment. Chapter 7. Delay gratification accelerates success. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Say it again. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. This is a truth that separates ordinary people from extraordinary achievers. Most people chase instant gratification. They want results immediately. They want comfort immediately. They want recognition immediately. And because of it, they sacrifice long-term success for short-term satisfaction. But the strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Let's face the brutal reality. The world is designed for impatience. Social media, instant messages, streaming, one-click shopping. All of it trains you to crave speed. But speed is not mastery. Quick results are rarely lasting results. True power comes from waiting. True power comes from planning. True power comes from resisting impulses and choosing the long-term gain over the short-term comfort. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Repeat it. Let it sink in. Let it guide your decisions. Look at Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of our time. He didn't become a billionaire overnight. He didn't buy every stock that looked exciting. He studied, analyzed, and waited. Decades of patience compounded into unimaginable wealth. He resisted the impulse to chase trends. He waited for the right opportunities. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. That is the law of lasting success. You have a choice: chase immediate satisfaction or cultivate delayed power. And it's not just investing. Navy SEALs are trained to resist impulses and endure extreme discomfort. Every drill, every exercise, every obstacle course is designed to build patience, resilience, and mental toughness. They learn that success comes from preparation, persistence, and the ability to endure before acting. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Discipline and patience are not visible in the moment, but they create unstoppable results over time. High-performing creatives understand the same principle. Writers, musicians, and artists do not release every idea immediately. They refine. They revise. They wait until the work is ready. They resist the urge to show half-baked creations to the world. They understand that delayed action leads to excellence. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Patience multiplies skill, clarity, and results. Here's the key: delaying gratification is not passive. It is active discipline. It requires focus, restraint, and mental strength. It means saying no to the temptations that do not serve your long-term goals. It means prioritizing your future over immediate pleasure. It means making sacrifices today to unlock freedom, wealth, and mastery tomorrow. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Every choice to wait, every decision to act later with strategy, compounds into extraordinary outcomes. Let's make this practical. How do you apply delayed gratification in your daily life? First, resist impulse decisions. Before buying, before reacting, before acting, pause. Ask yourself, will this move me closer to my long-term goal, or is it momentary pleasure? If it's the latter, resist. If it's the former, act deliberately. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Every pause builds strength. Every restraint builds momentum. Second, plan for the long term. Your days, weeks, months, and years are your investments. Every action is a deposit into your future. Patience allows compound interest in every area of life: skill, wealth, relationships, health, and knowledge. Those who master the delay of gratification accumulate advantage while the impatient chase fleeting satisfaction. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Third, create invisible systems that support patience. Automate savings, schedule deliberate practice, block distractions, and build routines that prevent instant gratification. Systems allow you to act with purpose while others act impulsively. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Every small, invisible safeguard compounds into unstoppable power. Now let's address the mental resistance. The urge for immediate pleasure is powerful. Your mind will rationalize shortcuts. It will justify giving in. It will tell you that waiting is a waste of time. That is the battle. You must act despite the discomfort. You must embrace delayed reward. You must internalize that true power is not flashy, it is silent. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Repeat it. Live it. Build your life around it. Here's a practical example. Instead of splurging on instant purchases, invest in your skills. Instead of checking social media immediately, spend that hour learning, creating, or strategizing. Instead of seeking instant recognition, focus on building your craft, mastering your craft, and earning respect over time. The results may not be visible today, but they will be monumental tomorrow. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Consider compound growth. A single disciplined action repeated daily, week after week, year after year, becomes extraordinary. Saving money, practicing skills, journaling, exercising, small delayed actions compound into massive outcomes. Impulses fade. Patience strengthens. Mastery emerges. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. And the beauty of this principle, It is accessible to anyone. You don't need resources, connections, or luck. You need restraint. You need clarity. You need strategy. You need to act while resisting temptation. You need to make the choice to delay gratification daily. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. So today, make the choice. Resist the impulse. Wait. Prepare. Build silently. Work in hidden, consistent, and deliberate ways. Every delayed action is a seed that grows into massive success. Every moment of restraint strengthens your character and your results. The strongest power is hidden, delayed, and silent. Internalize it. Act on it. Make it your foundation. You've mastered waking early. You've owned your first hour. You've strengthened your discipline. You've silenced excuses. You've learned the power of small wins. You've trained your mind. Now it's time to embrace patience, the silent multiplier of power. Chapter 8. Purpose over panic. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Say it again. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Every day, every decision, every action is fueled by one of these two forces. One propels you forward with deliberate power. The other burns energy, wastes time, and leaves you reactive. The difference between mastery and chaos is this simple: purpose or panic. Purpose or panic. Repeat it. Embed it. Live it. Most people live in panic. They react to emails, notifications, deadlines, and the urgencies of other people's lives. They spend their days putting out fires, responding to crises, and running in circles. They mistake activity for progress. They mistake busyness for productivity. Meanwhile, their goals, their vision, their life, their potential, these are ignored. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Here's the truth: the early riser has an advantage. By starting the day with intention, you create space for clarity. You are not hijacked by other people's demands. You are not reacting to chaos. You act from a position of strength. You set your priorities before the world imposes its own. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Repeat it. Every deliberate action fuels momentum. Every reaction fuels exhaustion. Let's break it down. Living with purpose means identifying your mission, your goals, and your values. It means knowing what truly matters and aligning your actions with that. It means saying no to distractions, noise, and urgencies that do not serve your vision. Purpose gives direction. Purpose gives energy. Purpose ensures that your daily actions build the life you want, not someone else's. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Now contrast that with panic. Panic is immediate, impulsive, and exhausting. Panic reacts to fear. Panic reacts to pressure. Panic reacts to opportunity without strategy. Panic is running everywhere but getting nowhere. Panic is trying to fix every problem that appears in your path without considering whether it matters. Panic burns energy, creates stress, and fragments your focus. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Every time you choose panic, you pay a cost. Every time you choose purpose, you earn momentum. Consider high performers. Elon Musk starts his day with a deliberate plan, tackling high-priority problems first. Warren Buffett prioritizes reading and thinking over reacting to market noise. Professional athletes focus on their training routines rather than reacting to external distractions. Every intentional decision compounds into clarity and results. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Here's how to implement it in your own life. Step 1. Identify your purpose daily. Write down your top priorities. Ask yourself, what matters most today? Step 2. Protect your first hour for deliberate action. Resist distractions. Act on your priorities first. Step 3. Create boundaries to limit reactive behaviors. Turn off notifications. Delay emails. Reduce interruptions. Step 4. Reflect on alignment. At the end of the day, ask, did I act from purpose or was I hijacked by panic? Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Let's discuss mental clarity. Panic clouds thinking. Panic fuels anxiety. Panic triggers impulsive choices. Purpose clears thinking. Purpose focuses energy. Purpose drives decisions that compound over time. The early morning, intentionally designed, gives you the mental advantage to act from clarity, not chaos. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Here's a practical tactic. Every morning, set one non-negotiable action that aligns with your purpose. Do it first. No excuses. No distractions. No delay. By committing to that one priority, you train your brain to act intentionally before panic hijacks your day. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Repeat it. Reinforce it. Make it habitual. Now let's address the resistance. Life will always demand your attention. Emergencies will arise. Urgent matters will appear. That is unavoidable. But the difference between purposeful living and panic living is how you respond. Respond to your priorities first. Respond to chaos second. Don't let reactive behavior dictate your actions. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Consider the compounding effect. One day of acting with purpose creates a small win. 2 days reinforce momentum. 1 week of deliberate action builds clarity. 1 month transforms productivity. 1 year creates mastery. Panic cannot compete with compounding intentional action. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Here's the final insight. Purpose is not abstract. It is action. It is measurable. It is deliberate. You cannot live with purpose without showing up. You cannot act intentionally without planning. You cannot achieve clarity without reflection. Every morning, every decision, every habit is either powered by purpose or hijacked by panic. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. So today make the choice. Protect your morning. Clarify your priorities. Act intentionally. Ignore distractions. Resist chaos. Fuel your life with purpose, not panic. Every decision, every action, every moment compounds into the trajectory of your life. Purpose is the engine. Panic is the exhaust. Decide which drives you. Repeat it. Live it. Dominate your day. You've mastered waking early. You've owned your first hour. You've strengthened your discipline. You've silenced excuses. You've leveraged small wins. You've trained your mind. You've delayed gratification. Now it's time to operate from the ultimate guiding force, purpose. Chapter 9. Build systems, not motivation. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Say it again. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Most people rely on motivation. They wait for inspiration. They hope they feel like it. And when motivation disappears, they fail. Motivation is unreliable. Motivation is fleeting. Systems, on the other hand, make success inevitable. Systems remove the guesswork. Systems remove excuses. Systems ensure action even when your mind and body resist. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Here's the truth. Winners don't rely on feelings. Winners rely on frameworks. They create structures that guide action automatically. Morning routines, habit checklists, task batching, environment design. These are the engines of success. Motivation comes and goes, but a well-designed system produces results every single day. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Repeat it. Embed it. Internalize it. Let's break down what a system is. A system is a repeatable process that turns intention into action. It's not about heroic effort. It's not about relying on willpower. It's about designing your life so that the right actions happen automatically. Want to write a book? A system is writing 1 page every morning. Want to get fit? A system is doing push-ups and squats before breakfast. Want to grow your business? A system is sending 3 client emails every day without fail. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Think of the most successful people you know. Elon Musk schedules his day in 5-minute blocks. Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages daily without fail. Serena Williams trains rigorously without negotiating based on mood. Their success is not because they are more motivated. It's because they built systems. Systems that force action. Systems that make discipline inevitable. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Let's make it practical. Step 1. Map your key outcomes. Identify the areas of life that matter most: health, wealth, relationships, personal mastery. Step 2. Create repeatable processes to achieve those outcomes. Step 3. Remove reliance on willpower by designing your environment. Put what you need in easy reach. Remove what distracts you. Make action the default. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Here's an example. If your goal is to exercise daily, relying on motivation is a trap. Some days you won't feel like it. That's normal. But if your system is alarm at 5 a.m., workout clothes laid out, 20-minute routine ready, calendar blocked, habit tracker marked, then action becomes inevitable. Motivation is unnecessary. Systems take over. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Step 4. Automate consistency. Use tools, technology, and routines to reinforce systems. Set reminders. Create checklists. Plan meals in advance. Batch work. Every system reduces friction. Every system removes the temptation to wait for feelings. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Step 5. Embrace incremental improvements. Systems are not static. They evolve. Small adjustments compound over time. One tiny tweak can double efficiency. One small improvement compounds into mastery. The key is repetition. The key is consistency. Motivation may flicker. Systems never fail if followed. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Now let's address the resistance. Your mind will always seek shortcuts. Your emotions will want comfort. Your environment will invite distraction. That's why systems are critical. They act as a safety net. They guide you even when motivation is absent. Systems make success inevitable. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Consider the compounding effect. One page written every morning becomes a book. One call made every day becomes a business. One workout completed daily becomes elite fitness. Systems leverage the power of repetition and compounding, producing results far beyond what motivation alone could achieve. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. And here's the most powerful insight. Systems protect against human weakness. You will not always feel like acting. You will not always feel strong. You will not always feel disciplined. But systems act as your safeguard. They make the right choice automatic. They make progress inevitable. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Here's a practical exercise. Write down 3 areas of life you want to dominate. For each area, design a simple system that guarantees daily action. Keep it small. Keep it repeatable. Keep it automated. Track your execution. Repeat daily. Motivation will fluctuate, but your system will not. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. The final insight: success is not about passion alone. It is about preparation, process, and persistent execution. The person with a system wins every time over the person relying on a fleeting spark of motivation. Systems create momentum. Systems create mastery. Systems create freedom. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. Repeat it. Live it. Build it into your life. So today, make the choice. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Design your routines. Build your checklist. Structure your environment. Automate your discipline. Systems remove the reliance on fleeting feelings and make results inevitable. Motivation is a spark. Systems are the fire that never dies. You've mastered waking early. You've owned your first hour. You've strengthened discipline. You've silenced excuses. You've leveraged small wins. You've trained your mind. You've delayed gratification. You've acted with purpose. Now it's time to put it all together and embrace the ultimate advantage of daily life. Systems that never fail. Chapter 10. Rebuild, Rise, Repeat. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Say it again, rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. This is the final principle that ties everything together. You've learned to wake early. You've owned your first hour. You've strengthened your discipline. You've silenced excuses. You've leveraged small wins. You've trained your mind. You've delayed gratification. You've acted with purpose. You've built systems. Now it's time to combine all of it into one unstoppable, repeatable daily cycle. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. The 5 a.m. rebuild is not a single act. It is a habit. It is a blueprint. It is a lifestyle. Every morning is an opportunity to reset, to reclaim control, to fortify your mind, body, and actions. Discipline, focus, momentum, and purpose are all integrated into a system that works silently in the background of your day. It is iterative. It is compounding. It is invisible to those who chase quick wins. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Here's the principle. Small, consistent adjustments compound into monumental results. One tweak in your morning routine, one improvement in your mindset, one act of discipline repeated daily grows into unstoppable momentum. The world rewards persistence, not occasional brilliance. Every habit, every action, every decision is a building block. And when you rebuild consistently every morning, you construct a life that cannot be shaken. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Let's walk through the final blueprint. Wake early. The alarm is your signal. It wakes not only your body but your potential. Your first hour sets the tone. Discipline is initiated here. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Own your first hour. Use it to visualize, reflect, affirm, and move. Energy is highest in the morning. Momentum is built in solitude. That first hour compounds throughout the day. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Strengthen discipline. The muscle of discipline grows only with resistance. Say no to shortcuts. Say yes to growth. Every act of resistance compounds. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Silent progress. Embrace small wins. Record them. Track them. Trust the invisible compounding of consistent action. One small win becomes 10. 10 becomes 100. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Purpose over panic. Let clarity guide you, not chaos. Prioritize what matters most. Reject distractions. Act deliberately. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Systems over motivation. Automate discipline. Design your routines, environments, and checklists. Make results inevitable. Motivation comes and goes, but systems persist. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Every element works together. Discipline fuels the system. Systems automate your purpose. Small wins reinforce mental clarity. Early rising compounds momentum. And all of it is repeated day after day, cycle after cycle. That is the essence of the 5 a.m. rebuild. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Now, let's address the mindset that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Most people stop at inspiration. They chase motivation. They act sporadically. They rebuild once, then wait for luck, emotion, or opportunity. But champions, leaders, and top performers iterate. They adjust. They refine. They review their mornings, their routines, their habits. They rebuild daily. Every adjustment, no matter how small, compounds into massive results over months and years. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Here's the key: you are never done. Growth is continuous. Mastery is a journey, not a destination. Each morning is a chance to rebuild, rise, and repeat. Each day is a chance to incrementally improve. Each repetition strengthens your habits, your focus, and your results. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Consider the compound effect in real life. One disciplined hour each morning, repeated for a year, equals hundreds of hours of focused, high-value work. One small win, tracked daily, multiplies into mastery across months. One iteration, one improvement, one adjustment, repeated silently, builds exponential growth. All of this is achievable because it is designed. It is deliberate. It is systemized. It does not rely on fleeting motivation. It does not rely on chance. It relies on you showing up consistently, rebuilding, rising, and repeating without fail. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Now here's your challenge. Start tomorrow. Execute your 5 a.m. rebuild in full. Wake early. Own your hour. Strengthen discipline. Capture small wins. Act with purpose. Follow your systems. Review and iterate. Protect the process. Build momentum that cannot be broken. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Remember this, nothing external can give you this power. Not luck. Not opportunity. Not timing. Everything comes from inside, from your choices, your actions, and your daily rebuild. This is the engine of your life. It is unstoppable. It is compounding. And it is yours. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. Before we finish, here's one last truth. Sharing your journey multiplies the impact. If this audiobook has given you clarity, direction, or inspiration, take a second to hit subscribe. Join the community of people committed to mastery. Join the movement of those who rebuild, rise, and repeat. Together we create momentum. Together we accelerate growth. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. This is the blueprint. This is the method. This is the lifestyle. Early rising, discipline, silent progress, purposeful action, and systems, all integrated into a cycle that transforms your life. Every day is an opportunity. Every day is a reset. Every day is a chance to rebuild, rise, and repeat. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail. The final message: execute. Iterate. Improve. Repeat. Your future is created by the actions you take today. Protect your mornings. Protect your focus. Protect your habits. Protect your systems. Rebuild once. Rise forever. Repeat without fail.